the second email I sent to the minister is on the 10th of November. That's a 10-day gap. And then, I'm just looking for it. On Sunday, 10 November, I write to the minister asking for an independent investigator.
Sorry, is the Sunday, is that the third one or the second one?
I'm just checking, sorry. So, excuse my tardiness, it's the second one.
Okay.
So, when I sit here and I must hear that I'm abusing my access to the minister, I've sent him too many emails with a 10-day gap in 2.5 years. So I don't know what the advocate is implying.
No, I think the point that I understood the evidence leader to be making was that within 24 hours, you are using your proximity or your accessibility to the minister to follow up when, in fact, it's too early to be making any follow-ups. I think that's all that she was saying.
The point is conceded,
Okay.
but if I may give some clarity, in 24 hours, we're likely to lose 10 children on the Cape Flats. It's my urgency.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for understanding, Commissioner. Commissioner, I also just want to protest. I was supposed to receive a recording to listen to during the tea break. It never came. I'm being sent into the dock. I'm going to listen to edits now. I don't want to listen to edits until I've listened to the entire recording. I think it's only fair, because anything can be done to an edit. I don't want South Africa listening to snippets, and I can't defend myself in terms of the context because it's a 2.5-hour recording. I just feel that's going to prejudice me. Also, I just want the Commission. Oh, sorry, Commissioner.
May I say this? I think your insinuation that what's meant to be played here, something may have been done to it, is unfortunate, because Ms. Segeels-Ncube could not have been as open as she was if anything is intended to be done or was intended to be done to that recording. She said the idea is to give you everything, for you to listen to everything. So please, please, don't make that insinuation. Yes.
That's not the insinuation I was making, Commissioner.
Yes.
I meant that I would need to have listened to the recording and the context of what's about to be played, because various things were said. Like, for example, we could have been talking about Commissioner Madlanga and then moved on to Commissioner Kumalo and come back to Commissioner So
Is that what you mean by anything can be done?
Yes. Well, I should have said anything can be assumed, rather. Sorry.
You said anything can be done to a recording. That's
a poor choice of words. I mean, assumed. I'm not known. I would never accuse an advocate of tampering.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, I think this puts me in a little bit of
I'm sorry then, it seems I misunderstood.
No, I actually spoke wrong. You didn't misunderstand.
Okay.
And also, Commissioners, a lot of the questions that have been asked of me have come from my ad hoc statement, which is a lengthy statement. And that's the one part that I didn't have time to go through last night, because, like I said, I had to do this all on my own in a hotel room. I had to call people in Cape Town and tell them to go look for that page, and it takes 15 minutes for them to get back to me. So it was very uncomfortable. So if there are any questions pertaining to what was sent to me...
Thank you very much. You've explained the issue I had a problem with. Ms. Segeels-Ncube, do you want to respond to the point that Mr. Adams should not be questioned before he has listened to the recording? Do you wish to respond to that?
Chair, can I just say that we had made the offer to Mr. Adams to listen to the recording this morning. He told me that he wouldn't have time because he had an engagement that he couldn't get out of. The arrangement was for him to come at 8 to listen to it. We then said that we would try and play it for him during the tea adjournment and lunch. We were having difficulty securing headphones for him to listen to it at tea. I won't play anything until after lunch then. We can continue with the questioning, but if he doesn't finish the recording by lunch, whatever portions he has finished, I will play from that section of the recording.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a practical way of dealing with it, Mr.
There we go, Chairperson.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Adams, I think that when you refer to the criticism that General Mkhwanazi made about within an hour, in less than an hour, the minister responds to your email. So you wake up at the crack of dawn and then the minister responds. It's not the email of 1 and 10 November. It's the immediacy of you send the email on the 1st of November at 8:21, and then shortly thereafter, the minister's chief of staff, Mr. Nkabinde, responds to it. That is what he was referring to. Not that you do have a 10-day gap or a 9-day gap, as you say, but that 9-day gap has context, which we will get to. So if we can just continue with the emails that we were dealing with at 3977, which is 9B.
I have it.
You'll recall that the email from Ms. Frenchman on your behalf is at 8:21. You
Yes,
see
ma'am.
at the bottom.
I do.
And then just above that email, so your email comes at 8:21. Above that email is another email from Ms. Frenchman to Mr. Nkabinde. Do you see that?
Above the email from Ms. Frenchman on November 1st, 8:21, I see an email from Mr. Nkabinde.
No. Let's just start from the bottom.
Yes.
There is the first email, which is at 8:21, from Ms. Frenchman to you.
Yes.
From Ms. Frenchman to the minister.
Yes, ma'am.
That says charges laid by NCC, right? And then we had gone to 3978. Yeah, and it's also on the screen in front of you.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
I can't
yeah.
see that. That's
Okay.
why I'm focused here.
Yes, so on 3978, you will see it was on your behalf, right?
ma'am.
We dealt with that one.
It was not, if I may, it was not on my behalf. That is me typing this.
From her email address?
My laptop.
Okay. And then just above that email, there's another email from her, or from her email address. So now we know that you're the one that actually sent the first email.
And the second email.
Okay, so the second email is what I'm what I'm interested in. It's from Sakina Frenchman at 8:25, so 4 minutes after the first email, to Mr. Nkabinde. And it's forwarding the email of 8:21. Do you see that?
I see that.
Why did you have to forward this email to Mr. Nkabinde after you had already sent it to the minister at 8:21?
After I sent my first email, this is the first email, I received a call from Mr. Nkabine like almost immediately. And he asked me in future, copy me in or send to me.
Oh, did he say that the minister got the email and asked you, or did he say he has access to the minister's emails?
We never had that conversation. Look, it's the chief of staff of the minister. He's the minister's right hand. He said to me, do me a favor, copy me in or send the emails to me.
Okay, so you then forward the email to him,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's at 8:25.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then at 9:04, he responds to the email.
Page?
The same page, just above that
Oh.
email from Mr. Nkabinde. And you see he's forwarding the email, your email?
Yes, I see it now.
Okay. You wouldn't have had access to that. You wouldn't have seen that he had forwarded your email to Major General Sabola.
I can check for you. I think he may have.
Or he would have later forwarded it to you to say that it's being attended to.
Something like that. I believe we had some type of correspondence like that.
Okay. But on the 1st of November at 9:04, so your complaint comes in at 8:21. At 9:04, he's responding and he's giving an instruction to Major General Sabola to look into your complaint. And that it says, in order for the ministry to respond accordingly, please furnish this office with a report in responding to this complaint and the details of the investigating officer who was assigned to investigating these cases. Your report is expected on Monday, 4 November 2024 at 3 o'clock. So that is when he's expecting a report from Major General Sabola on your complaint.
Yes, ma'am.
And you say he would have communicated to you that it's being attended to?
I think he may have forwarded this email to me. I am familiar, I seem to be familiar with the contents of this email.
Okay. Then the email above that, which is on page, it starts on page 3976, at the bottom of 3976.
Yes, ma'am.
The emails are being then forwarded to, can you see who it is CC'd? CC Divisional Commissioner Inspectorate.
I see that.
Okay. We don't know who the recipient is because we all have, I think, redacted versions of this email, unless the commissioners have an unredacted one. But this is how we had received.
But wasn't that Divisional Commissioner General Jacob?
That's correct, Chair, but we
Yeah.
don't know if it's somebody in his office that had received it,
okay.
because there's a response which also from somebody from the Divisional Commissioner's office. But we know it goes to the Divisional Commissioner, which is General Jacobs. Chair, it seems that the unredacted version is at MK 15. If I can just try and find that.
Which specific one are you looking at?
The email of the 1st of November that is CCing the Divisional Commissioner. If you have your original MK15, then it should have it. It isn't a recipient. I think it says it's an email address that it doesn't have the name of a recipient. But it does go to the Divisional Commissioner Inspectorate, okay? And we know that the Divisional Commissioner is General Jacobs
Yes,
at that
it is.
stage. You know that,
Yes,
right?
it is.
And if we then go to the email above that, on the same page 3976, there's a National Inspectorate, Bopela, to Mark Hankel, Major General, and it's forwarding the same email, CCing the Divisional Commissioner, and says, "Good day, General. Please find an email for Lieutenant Colonel Setati for urgent attention as directed by the National Commissioner." After receiving the email, it was followed by a call to humbly request for feedback to be submitted on or before 12 o'clock on Monday, 4th November 2024. And then if we go to 3975, still all on the same day at 1313, Mark Hankel, Major General Mark Hankel, then sends an email to Colonel Van Rooyen and a whole lot of other recipients, and it says, and you can see the National Inspectorate is also copied in there. "Good afternoon, Colonel Van Rooyen. Please ensure that this is urgently registered in terms of National Instruction 6 of 2017, version 2. Please copy also to Colonel Maluleke for immediate intervention with GP and the Western Cape if necessary. Good afternoon, Colonel Maluleke. Please take note and deal with this immediately. Engage the province directly, please. Please also send screen prints of the 8.1.1.1s to me today still. Also note the deadline set for Monday, 4 November 2024. Then what follows is a report that comes from Colonel Phillips, who is in General Jacobs' office at the Divisional Commissioner Inspectorate. And you'll find the report, so you'll have to go a few pages back, at page 3967. It's an information note to the National Commissioner.
I have it, thank you.
Okay. Now, if we go to 3974, I just want you to look at who it's from, signed by. And there's an earlier one as well that I want to refer you to. If you'll just bear with me, I want to take you to the earlier version. Can I ask you to instead go to 3846 for me?
3846.
Yes, in the sequence file 9B.
Is it 9B?
Yes. 3846.
I just need to put spaces in here quickly because she's coming back here. Just give me a second, please.
Nine B. 3846. Is
Finding
it?
it. Oh, 3846. I was around 3486. I got it, bro. I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have it?
I do. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. So it is an information.
You said 3846.
3846. It's an information note to the Divisional Commissioner Legal Services. Do you see that?
I do.
It says the purpose of this information note is to obtain the approval of the Divisional Commissioner for a response to the Divisional Commissioner Inspectorate on whether the required elements of a crime are contained in the dockets that were opened by Mr. Adams. And then what it refers to under background is the request from the Divisional Commissioner dated 20 November 2024 bears reference. It says 2.2 Annexure A, the 6 dockets in question and a statement from Colonel Phillip, who is responsible for investigating service complaints received at the inspectorate, were submitted to the Division Legal Services. And so I don't want to focus on that report. I want to focus on what Colonel Phillips reports. And for that, I just need you to go to page 3852. This is now General Jacobs' report to the Divisional Commissioner that had been legal services. And the purpose of the information note is to provide information on a concern leveled in the email received via F. Adams, MP, and after referred to as the complainant, and for your office to provide a legal opinion of criminal dockets opened by the complainant. And he says background 2.1, the complainant sent an email to the Office of the Minister of Police wherein the complainant alleged the following, and it sets out what you had alleged. And on page 3854, he says, if your office is in support of the request, please find the dockets for perusal. And it's dated the 20th of November 2024. Do you see that?
I do. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, Advocate.
Yes. Now go to page 3855. This is now Colonel Phillips' report. Colonel Phillips is in the Division Inspectorate and is appointed as the Section Commander, Complaints Collation. He says in paragraph 2, as part of my duties, I also assist investigations of service complaints received at Division Inspectorate. I was tasked to assist in, and he mentions the case numbers, a service complaint leveled by Fadiel Adams, wherein he alleged that the SAPS provincial officers had interfered in the investigation of criminal dockets opened at Cape Town Central SAPS and Orlando SAPS. The allegations contained in the criminal dockets are directed at senior officers attached to the division, crime intelligence. Then he says, as part of the service complaint investigation, 6 criminal dockets were obtained with the following allegations. Now, he lists the Cape Town, you'll see he lists them, Orlando 403, Cape Town and he's got them on there as well. Can you see?
I can see that.
So he is in General Jacobs' office, you know that, right? So when he's talking about the dockets, as part of the service complaint investigation, 6 criminal dockets were obtained. This explains why General Jacobs had the dockets. Do you see that? Because his office was tasked with investigating your complaint that you initiated by complaining to the minister, and it was then escalated to them. Do you see that?
I do.
Okay. So for you to say the dockets were found in General Jacobs' safe, why do you think that there would be anything sinister about that when you know that you complained to the minister and that it had been investigated? And you said that Mr. Nkabinde had told you that your complaint was being investigated. So why would you find it sinister that General Jacobs, who is investigating a service complaint made by you to the minister, would have those dockets?
If I may? The complaint to the minister is not service delivery related. I'm telling the minister my dockets have been intercepted. That, in my view, is criminal. Now, if you look at the emails from Mr. Nkabinde, I'm not copying in on any one of them, so I don't know of a service delivery investigation that's going on until Colonel Phillips calls me. So what I'm saying is, yes, there was an investigation, but as per the SAPS protocol, the complainant comes in, he lays a charge. That docket is sent to the head of detectives. He assigns investigators. You hear from that investigator. Province cannot take a document before it gets to the head of detectives. And even so, they didn't notify me of this. Now, when you say that the dockets are with General Jacobs, I can read it here. Yes. But how are the dockets to be investigated if it's in Pretoria? I would also question, and I'm not an expert in this policy, and again, I'm missing Andre right now. If there is any rule in the SAPS rule book that allows you to transfer a docket out of Cape Town to where, or across provinces, because they are so strict on chain of custody, or supposed to be strict. This is confusing to me. Now, I understand, Advocate, exactly what you're saying, and you're showing it to me on paper, and the state signatures, everything, that's perfect. But please understand my concern. I know for a fact where the docket is supposed to go from here till there till there. Now, when the provincial office gets involved without notifying me, then this is a concern. Now, again, I'm not saying anyone is guilty of anything. I'm saying I was concerned and therefore I acted.
Which
Now,
province are you referring to? Because you've got dockets in both provinces, in two
I'm talking about the Cape Town dockets ending up in Pretoria.
Yes, but you told the minister that your dockets have been intercepted. You're asking for the minister to intervene to ensure that the investigation process, the integrity of the investigations is maintained, right?
Yes?
So that then gets activated, the minister's office engages with the inspectorate, and they take it further. So they request your dockets in order to look at the dockets, to make an assessment, to see whether there has been interception, and then they make an assessment of the merits of the docket. What's the problem there?
The problem again is